The Deal News Podcast, episode 253 for April 10th. Home is where the Facebook is. I'm joined by Lewis and Dan. Hey, fellas.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Going good.
Very good.
Good.
Yeah, really
Good to
good.
hear. Good to hear. Everyone happy,
Super,
healthy, and warm?
super good.
Super good. All right. Lewis, are you super good? We have
Very
super
good.
good on the table, Lewis. How good are you?
Can you
Raise
beat
your hand.
that?
Can you beat super good?
Ultra good.
Ultra good.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
mega good. Where do we go from here?
Infinity good. That's all I know.
Double dog dared.
See, you can't beat infinity.
All right, we got some listener mail that I want to go over. We did get a lot of listener mail. Some nice emails about the announcement we made last week about our show ending with our May 1st show, the May 1st podcast being our last show.
We didn't get any that said "thank goodness," did we?
Yeah, no, not.
Okay. All right.
I think there was I think one of the comments on the the show notes page. I think they were like, I don't come here for the show, I come here for the deals or something, and I was like, thanks for listening. But I did know that this was a possibility in that our last show came out like 2 days after April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. So I did get an email that said, "No, that was an April Fool's joke, right? Just a few days late. Please tell us it was an April Fool's joke. Haha, that's the best joke ever. Please tell us it was a joke, please." And that was from Brent B. Unfortunately, Brent B, it is not a joke. The show is wrapping up. We have 4 shows, including this one. And then our May 1st show will be our last show.
Yes.
So yeah, the April Fool's joke angle was a danger that I kind of expected. But yeah,
I didn't even think of that. I guess that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, anytime something big happens, any point in April, there's always that thing in the back of your brain that's like,
Is it an April Fool's joke?
yeah, exactly. That's why like the week leading up to April Fool's and the week after, I just don't trust anything. Nothing.
Right.
That's really the time where people should do some really horrendous stuff, you know? 'Cause I just won't believe it, you know? It's like, oh, the government collapsed, ha 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 ha.
It's a joke.
Yeah. All right, and we also got another piece of listener mail, this one from Dennis G. He says, "Hey guys, I've been a long-time listener and will miss the podcast. Can you recommend a substitute but never a replacement podcast that covers the similar subject matter? Thank you, Dennis G."
No, there's nothing. Nothing in the world.
That is it. We cornered the market on humorous consumer news, and without us, yeah, there's no other podcast. In fact, we're the only podcast left.
Yes.
So once we're gone, I don't know. This was a good question. I tried to think about an answer to it. The closest I could think of is that the Leo Laporte and the Twit Network, they must have some sort of consumer newscast, right? Or if
that's
not,
Week in Tech, right? I mean, that's
right.
I mean, I don't know if they cover as broad a range of stuff as we do, but
Right. I think they're more really like tech stuff, what's going on with tech, maybe
Right.
interviewing a couple of guys, a couple of people from the industry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because like we cover a lot of tech, but it's coming from the consumer angle of things. Like we always want to know how this affects consumers and whatever.
Right.
But I think they come at it from the tech angle, and they talk about how it affects consumers. So if you're interested in mostly consumer tech, like the stuff that we cover, This Week in Tech will probably do it for you. If not, he has a whole cadre of podcasts over there. There has to be one that'll fit the bill, right? I mean, they have one for every interest you could possibly have. There's like a Google, This Week in Google, This Week in Windows, This Week in security, whatever. So I don't know, and I feel good about telling people to go listen to him. He was never our competition, so I mean,
he was actually a guest on the show in the early days, was he not?
Yes, he was 200 or so episodes ago. I believe he was on our 50th episode. Him and Dick DiBartolo, Mad's Maddest Writer. They were consecutive guests, one after the other.
Well, another possibility, Dennis, would be to pay to have Jeff Lewis and I fly out to your house on a weekly basis, and we'll just sit around your table and eat your food and talk about it.
Exactly.
I think that would work.
We should have run that as a like a podcast promotion to be like have the podcast recorded live in front of your face. And
Ooh, there you go.
Would have like gone out to someone. They would have had to like have paid a lot of money for that to happen because we can't afford plane tickets out there. But
who wants a personal podcast?
Yeah.
Ooh, there.
Yeah.
Kickstarter.
Go Kickstarter.
Let's kickstart this. So like everyone, every canceled series, they kickstart and get a movie. Could we kickstart and get like I don't know a 2-hour podcast spectacular done
Deal News podcast, the movie.
Yeah, with in a world where podcasts are I don't know.
Rated R.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the real news of the week. I don't know about you guys, but having read the news blogs, is that what they're called, for the past week, the one story that stuck out to me as being the big news story, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was that Facebook phone is finally happening. It is called Facebook Home, and it is not so much a hardware phone. It is an app that essentially reskins an Android device to be a Facebook phone. It's centered around the people you know and the friends you have. So when you turn your phone on, the first thing you see is your news feed, and you can flip through it and like the notifications of people that send you any sort of text or whatever, and not just through Facebook but other applications as well show up there. And Mark Zuckerberg kept going on and saying about how it's supposed to be centered around the people in your life and not the apps. So the apps all are in the background and feeding into the Facebook Home application, which essentially skins everything else. Did you guys have a chance to see how it runs or anything like that?
I mean, I looked at it. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to jump on board.
No?
No, I mean, I like my Facebook app. Maybe I'm an old curmudgeon or something, but it's like I like picking up my phone, hitting my app, going there, and when I'm done, logging out. I don't know if I want Facebook like at the front and center every
24/7, right?
Yeah, it's like I think I would like to be in control of that instead of it being forced on me.
Well, they say that we spend, if you take into account Facebook and Instagram as the usage of your phone, those two items take up 25% of everything we do on our phones.
Wow.
25%.
That's a lot.
That is.
Good
Now,
amount.
it's not 100%, so clearly there are other things that you want to be doing other than looking at Facebook every time you go to your phone. But that's sure a lot, and that was my doorbell. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Do you need to get that? I'd love to see who's
It's
at your door.
Zuckerberg. He's like,
It's Zuckerberg.
stop talking bad
See?
about the phone.
It said Facebook Home, and he's coming to your home.
I do need to get that.
Go ahead and get it. This will be fun. Let's watch, and I'll commentate.
Yeah. See how this goes.
Live from Jeff's
Here
house.
goes Jeff. He's actually getting up. He's opening the door.
Oh, it looks like he has someone at the door.
He's got like 85. He's leaving. No, it's not for 3 more weeks, dude. Well, Lewis, it's just you and me now.
One by one, we're just going to drop off like that. We're going to get a doorbell. It's going to ring.
I know. All right, screw this. I'm out. It's all you, Lewis.
It'll be like the Ring, except here it's like it's a doorbell ring.
Exactly. And in 7 days, we won't have a podcast.
Oh,
Where did he go?
I don't know. I guess it was downstairs.
Is that what? Oh, okay, that makes sense. I thought it was
maybe
like
like
somebody,
a UPS or FedEx.
Maybe this is kind of like Where's Waldo? Where's Jeff?
I wish he had a camera that could kind of like follow him as he goes.
Oh, that would be
down and
awesome,
meets the guy.
like the Tonight Show or the David Letterman thing, like the monkey cam.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back and he
now
has
we
a
get
box.
an unboxing. We get an unboxing live.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back. Oh, he can't hear me yet. Hey,
What?
welcome back.
What were you saying? What were you saying about me?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What'd you
Live
get?
unboxing.
I don't know. I think it's ink. Some just box.
Oh, that's boring.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah. So, what was going on while I wasn't here?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing that you'll need to know about until you go back and edit this.
Were you at least keeping the people entertained, or do I have to remove this?
Oh, no. I thought it was entertaining. I mean, I was laughing, but I do that anyway. So
was it about the Facebook phone? Do I have to continue covering this?
Is that what we're talking about? I forgot.
I forgot. I don't know. So Lewis, would you want to do that? Well, I know you're an iPhone guy. Or wait, no.
No, God, no. It only works on Android. It only works on.
Oh.
Well, initially it's launching with the HTC First, I believe is the name of it, right? HTC First.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, because
Now,
then
if they had it for Apple, if they had a rescanning, which they never will, but let's just play this out. Would you do that to your phone?
I would not. The last thing I want is to put on my smartphone and see someone's dinner or something like that. You know, a photo of their dinner, a photo of their lunch. Or like, that obligatory photo of the band that you don't know who the band is and so far away you can't really distinguish your face.
Right.
I don't want to see those.
See, now I don't know. I don't know if I would want to, but I do know that I think this is a very brilliant move by Facebook. Essentially, because if you think about Android, it's very fractured. There's so many different versions of it out there.
That's true.
And now with this Facebook phone that essentially skins any Android device, you can have the same experience on any phone, regardless of the hardware you choose.
Right.
So essentially, it is iPhoning Android because iPhone only has one experience, and now Android will only have one experience.
I see what you're saying.
But you get to choose the hardware that you have.
Right.
So if you like a really thin phone, like the Razr, you can get that. If you like a really bulky phone with a huge screen, you can get that. A smaller one, you can get that. One with big battery life, if camera is more important, and you can choose based on that, and you never even have to worry about what the software is like or how it's skinned, because you're going to be able to drop Facebook Home on top of it.
Right.
So would you do that, Jeff?
I don't think so, but I can see the appeal of doing it. You know
if you're on Facebook all the time, like I could see this more of like in the tween category, maybe teenagers or something along those lines. I don't know. I can't picture it catching on, especially since people are like, oh, wait a minute. So does this mean Facebook is going to track me 24/7 now? Everything I do, every single,
Right.
I think that's what's triggering a lot of people. Like, wait a minute.
Right. Yeah, but Google already does that.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's just a trade-off. People already have privacy concerns about Facebook, and this won't do anything to assuage them. But to a lot of people, it won't matter either way. You know? I don't know. I would like to get my hands on it. I think it's supposed to release on the 12th, right? But only to like 4 phones at first or something like that. I don't know if I could drop it on my Razr.
I didn't see that anywhere. Is the S3 one of the phones?
There was a list of them, and I can't.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is, because that's it's a really popular phone, and it's a strong phone. I mean, it could handle pretty much any app,
Well, what I'll do? So if it is available for the S3, I'll download it and try it. Hopefully, if I can delete it afterwards. But
well, that's what they say. There, it's just an app, even though it looks like an OS. So you'll be able to delete it anytime you want.
So it's going to be like the Microsoft Bob of cell phone deals. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Essentially, it's giving you a unified look to run all the other applications in the background. I mean, it's clearly not going to have hooks into every single one, but like all of your messaging can go through the Facebook Home now, and other things like that will feed through it. And calling, I'm guessing, is going to go through it as well. I mean, why not? If you're calling another person on Facebook, and that like tighter integration. I think for now it's probably a pretty loose approximation of what they want it to be. But they say they're going to be updating it every week, every month, like on the second Friday of every month. They showed like all the circles on the calendar throughout the entire year. So it's going to be on a regular update schedule. So they're just going to keep bringing more and more features to it. It says here it's going to be available April 12th for the HTC One, One X, Samsung Galaxy S3, and S4. And the Galaxy Note 2. So yeah, drop it on there. See if
I will. I'll try it. I'll try it out. I'm always up for doing stuff that'll disable my phone forever.
Yeah, I mean, I really would like to try it. I hope that I I hope that it comes quickly for the Razor as well. I wonder if I'm going to even be able to try it before the end of the podcast, so I could share my thoughts with everyone. I'll just have to blog about it. I'll have to do a video blog about it because that'll be interesting. Here's another thing I hate about the Facebook.
Do it from your phone. That'll really be the test.
I totally should.
Yeah, that's the test of whatever.
Pardon me. Running up and down those stairs loosened something up in my throat. Pardon me. So yeah, that is Facebook's new future. I mean, it is a ridiculously brilliant move on their part.
Yes.
Because now they don't have to support any one hardware. They'll just be everywhere. People will be able to get the same experience on whatever phone, and it'll give people a reason to continue to log into Facebook on their phone.
Right.
You know, when they get a new one, it's like, well, I was using Facebook Home. I'll just put it on this one, and they'll track me everywhere, and I'll get ads served up to me. But you know, whatever, it's convenient. You know, so yeah, I would like to try it. So
yeah,
we'll let you know how that goes as it's released. Yeah, so I will remind you, Dan, to install it and break your
please
warranty.
Yeah. Here, I'll just throw the phone out the window now.
It'll be cheaper and easier.
Exactly.
I don't know if this is because of the Facebook Home announcement, the Facebook Phone announcement, but there is a rumor floating around that Google is going to buy WhatsApp. Have you guys heard about WhatsApp?
Oh, you know what? I heard that it was not a rumor. That it was they're in serious negotiation. I can't even talk this morning. Negotiations. And the WhatsApp people are holding out for $1 billion.
Is that what they're holding out for, or is that what they turned down?
No, I heard they were holding out for $1 billion.
Oh, see, the rumor I heard was that Google offered them $1 billion, and they're holding out for more.
What?
Yeah.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
Wait,
what
do they do again? What's app about? What's
I don't even know. Let me look and see what this is.
That was my question. Like, for a company that values themselves at over $1 billion, I have not heard of it.
Because this is the first time I'm hearing of it too.
Right. I looked into it, and it's a messaging application.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like free to send messages back and forth between WhatsApp and another WhatsApp user. You can also, let's see.
You can even use it on BlackBerry.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's on every platform. So that's why it's rumored that Google wants it so that they can get onto every platform, and it would kind of go a long way if you think about it to making their own version of Facebook Home, which is an OS wrapped on top of Android, but they own Android.
Yeah.
Are they looking to wrap their own Android in something better? You know, I don't know.
Google Glass. That's what they're going to wrap it on.
There it is.
Right. So WhatsApp is free for the first year, but then 99 cents a year after that. But like looking through the specs here, at least on the Android version, there's nothing that I can't already do for free over a data connection. They say you could send videos, images, and voice notes to your friends. I can already kind of do that. I guess group chat. Can you group chat on Android? I don't think so.
Do any of you guys ever group chat at all? I mean, this is probably the closest I get to group chatting.
Yeah.
And I think Android does have group chat, I believe.
Do they?
It has group messaging, but I don't know if it has like group chat. Like you can't like open up a chat room. Maybe on like Google Plus, because their Messenger, they have a Messenger built into that as well. I don't know. There's just too many messaging apps is what I'm saying. And there needs to be one that combines them all together. And I think that's Facebook Home, isn't it? I think that's what they essentially want to do, you know. So I don't know.
Interesting.
So WhatsApp, and apparently that is rumored to be rolled into Google Babel or Google Babel, depending on how many B's you want to put in that, which is going to be their like unified messaging service. I don't know. What do you guys think about WhatsApp?
I mean,
you just heard about it for the first time today.
Here's what I'm wondering. I mean, what does it actually take to build an app like that? I mean, obviously there's some pretty intensive programming behind it, but is it worth Like, let's just play this out. Like, is it really worth $1 billion to buy something that's already created and then port it over to what you want to do with it? Or
if it already has an install base on all platforms, then yeah, maybe not worth $1 billion, but I mean the work's already done. You know,
because I mean, Google could just pay their developers to create something incredibly similar and just call it Google WhatsApp or something, you know, before the lawsuit kicks in.
I think what they would be paying for are the users who are already using it, and then it's like, oh, all of a sudden I'm using a Google thing, so Google will bring Google diehards to the app, and people who are already using it see no service interruption, but it might make the users of WhatsApp be like, well, maybe I'll get an Android phone next time because it's has tighter integration into Android, and it's an application that I like using.
So maybe like Facebook buying Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. It's buying the users, you know. Although that did buy functionality of that. There's another recent purchase that it's more like, but I can't think of what it is. I don't know, like Microsoft buying Skype or something or whatever it was. You know,
that makes sense.
It's like they already had video chatting, but they wanted Skype's users, so they bought them out.
I can tell you right now, I'm not buying it.
Not buying WhatsApp.
Not buying WhatsApp.
No, but it's free for the first year, then 99 cents a year after. You won't find a better bargain.
Yeah, what am I going to do with it? Seriously.
I don't know. Clearly, it has $1 billion worth of
Apparently,
interest.
I must be missing
you
out.
Interested in this?
It's worth something, yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth something to somebody.
Yeah, I don't know. Google wants to pay $1 billion. I don't know why Dan don't even try it. I mean,
it's
a $1 billion company, Dan. How could you not want to try it?
I am not paying one billionth of that.
Right. See, for me, like to install it, it would be the same hurdles I would have to get over trying to get people to get onto Google Plus. Is that I would install it and be like, hey guys, why don't you install WhatsApp? We can use it for free for a year to message and do things that we kind of already do on our phone. You know, it would be the same thing like, hey guys, why don't you move over to Google Plus and we could talk and do the things we already kind of do on Facebook. You know, I'm not ready to go onto another one of those hurdles, you know?
I know.
I don't know. I don't want. I can't always be the first person on every app. You know?
You're the early adopter, my friend. That's your role in life.
The pioneer.
And I just try and pull people into the new things, and they just don't want to come. They don't want to come. Everyone, please join Google Plus. I'm on Google Plus. Circle me on Google Plus. It's like following, but it's called circles over there.
And much lonelier.
Yeah. I'll swear.
I'm sorry, I had to throw that in.
That's all right. You guys should just. So what I'm saying is, join Google Plus.
Bottom line, join Google.
Bottom line, that's what you need.
Oh man.
All right, our next story is another rumor. This one is about the next Xbox. What's the rumor, Lewis?
Yes, May 21st. The rumor is that May 21st, Microsoft is going to speak all Xbox 720, if that's the name of it.
Durango.
Yeah.
I really hope they keep that name, that code name, when it goes...
Durango?
Durango.
Oh, good.
It makes it sound like a car that comes from a mountain.
It does sound that way. So a couple of the early rumors so far is that it's going to require an always-on internet connection. It's going to be priced at around $500, and they're also saying that because I think it's moving over to a specific AMD processor, and they're saying that it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to play your old Xbox 360 games on the new Durango system. So backward compatibility is gone, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
The further about, well, let's take these one at a time. Always on internet connectivity. This is kind of what we were talking about with SimCity, the new SimCity. In order to play it, you had to have an internet connection and connect to their servers. Their servers had to say, "You're all right, kid," and let you play the game. And that meant you had to have always-on internet connectivity. Now, whether or not the Xbox is going to do this for validation piracy and anti-piracy, or whether it's, I don't know what else it could be, just to validate that you're you. I mean, that's essentially piracy movement, right?
Yeah.
It's going to have an always-on internet connection.
Does that mean that the box itself has to be on 24/7?
No,
yeah, it'll probably go into like a sleep mode or a standby mode. That's how I'm envisioning it.
Well, I think they mean always on when you're using it. So anytime you
okay.
turn it on, it's gonna. I think. I mean, it would be kind of weird if it's just like latently connected to the internet and maybe using its microphones to pick up snippets of your conversation. You know,
That eerie green glow from across the room.
right? Microsoft's brochure is like, and when you're not using it, it listens to everything you do.
It listens to you.
Yeah, to suggest TV and places you might want to see. You open up your Xbox the next day and it's like, last night we heard you talking about Mount Rushmore.
Oh, good lord, that would be creepy.
Someday.
I know.
1984, it's gonna happen. Paranoid. But yeah, so you turn on the Xbox to play a game, and it's going to have to do a handshake with their servers. I mean, that's what I think.
Okay, all right. Because I was just sitting there thinking, well, how's it going to know if it's shut off that your internet's always on?
Right. No, I think it's just like validation purposes for using it.
Right.
And now this clearly worked very poorly for EA and Maxis and SimCity. So it's only reasonable that more companies are going to want to do things like this.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Now the $500 price tag. What do you guys think about that?
Ludicrous.
That's pretty. It's pretty up there.
That's pretty high, considering that you can get a new Xbox for around like what the high end Xboxes are like $299 at this point. So you
what was the processor they were using in the old Xbox, Lewis? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember. I think it was also an AM. No, it was an IBM. It was an IBM processor.
An IBM
it was a Power PC. It was a Power PC chip. Yeah.
So actually, going to the AMD is going to mean less cost, I would assume.
Well, I think they were using
since it's not a proprietary chip.
Chip before, yeah.
I would think, but well, I don't know. That just seems like such a high. When you were talking about what was in the machine, I'm going, okay, this is going to be like a $299, $399 machine. It's like, holy crap!
Yeah. No. It's funny because it's set up right now where the Xbox 720 might actually be more expensive than the new PS4, which would be really interesting if that actually ends up happening. Because I always thought, the PS3 was always, the more expensive console.
So what do you think? I mean, what are the benefits over the 360? Because I'm not hearing it.
That's the thing, is they haven't really announced anything that it's going to do. We're only hearing rumors of what are possible, like the negatives. Honestly, all the rumors that I've heard are the negatives of it. I haven't heard a rumor being like, but it's also going to do such and such. It's like always on internet, $500 price tag, So we've only heard the bad stuff so far. But
isn't that funny how the rumors about Apple products are all great and amazing and wonderful, and all the rumors about Microsoft products, they're going to destroy the world.
I hear they brought back the blue screen of death. Cookies. See, now the good news about pricing is that there's going to be a subscription version of it that'll cost $300. I'm guessing this is going to be you plunk down a flat $300 and then pay like $9.99 or even $19.99 a month to be connected to all of these other things, and that's why you get the discount. Now, we did a feature that already said that this is a fool's game. You shouldn't do this. But do you think that they have priced the console sold clear and free for $500 for so high to make the subscription model seem a little bit more attractive?
Yeah, it almost makes it look like a subsidy. Like when you buy a smartphone, you go to Verizon, you go to Sprint, you see phones for like $99, $199. But if you try to buy a phone out of contract, it's like $600. You're like, whoa, that's too expensive, and I'm not buying that. Let me just get a subscription-based one.
Yeah. So like a lot of people going into the store be like, oh, $500 right now, or I can save $200 and do a subscription. That might seem, especially if they sell the subscription like, oh, you get such and such with it, it might make $300 seem like a better price to pay. Well, it does. I mean, it's $200 less than $500.
Exactly.
It naturally is better to pay.
Well, but do you think, now I'll just go out on a limb and say this, do you think they're going to follow the cell phone model and make it like you get it for what, $299 or the $19.99 a month subscription, but you're locked in for
2 years.
47
well,
years or something
that's
crazy.
what they had done not too long ago. Remember when there was first rumors talking about like, oh, Microsoft is planning on doing like a subscription-based Xbox 360, and well, here we are now, and they pulled it off, or they're about to pull it off.
Well, they did release it. Remember, you can get an Xbox with a subscription, but that lasted like 1 month.
Right.
And they
So maybe that was
realized
them testing the waters a little bit, seeing like, all right,
could
should
be.
we promote it like this? Should we promote it like that? And now with the new one, they're like, oh, here we go. You have like, $500 for this one, or $300 for the
Yeah, they were trying to figure out what the best delta between buying it flat out and a subscription is to make it seem more interesting to people.
Right.
And maybe this is what they thought. Now the one that make the other rumor surrounding all of this that kind of makes me raise my eyebrows is the rumor that the original Xbox 360 is going to drop to $99 when this Durango comes out. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that would make that the best set-top box ever, right?
Yeah,
$99. Easily. I don't think we've seen any deals for the Xbox 360, the current 360, for $99. I don't think.
No,
well, I'm not even just saying Xbox. I'm saying out of like
any
the
console.
Roku and the Apple TV and
the Ouya.
The Ouya,
I mean, Ouya versus Xbox. That's just like a slaughter right there.
Right.
Like anything that you can hook up to your television. So yeah, like you say, Lewis, compare it to a set-top. Video game console, it blows it out of the water. You compare it to the Roku, it has not as many channels as the Roku has, but it has the important channels.
Right.
So for $99, yes, it's much bigger, but it also plays DVDs, and it also plays video games.
Right.
This would be a remarkable rumor if this came true.
Wow. I'd even buy it at $99, and you guys know I'm not a gamer by any stretch.
Exactly. And even if you can't buy any of the new games that come out for the next Xbox, there's a huge library of games for the old Xbox. And even when they stop making games, it'll still play DVDs in it. For $99, you're getting a game console, a DVD player, and a set-top box with channels like Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, and like the NHL channel, and I think MLB is on there now. Like for $99, I mean, it would be
that's a smart move by them, because it's them saying like, all right, here's our next gen console priced at whatever it's going to be priced at, and you know what, we don't want to give up the current gen, the current gamers, whatever, so we're going to keep our current console, and we're going to slash the price down to $9.99, and by doing that, not only are they still selling whatever amount of consoles they have of the 360, but they're also competing with the Roku, with the Ouya, maybe with the Valve and all that when that comes out.
Right.
And I mean, it's almost like, I hate to say this, but it's almost like what Apple did when they slashed the price on their what was it? Was it the iPad that they slashed the price? Yeah, I think so. They see like all these other like tablets coming out at $9.99. $199, so Apple's like, oh, you know what? We need to compete with those guys.
Right.
Now Microsoft is like, wow, so many of these like Kickstarter consoles are like really catching a lot of steam. There's a big interest in them. If they hit like $5 million goals, whatever.
Right.
So we need to compete with them because there's still money in that market. So let's keep up the current gen Xbox 360 in the market and just slash it to $99. And that, like you said, that kills everyone else because there's no comparison. There's no comparison.
That would be smart.
I thought exactly of the Apple iPad doing the same thing. It's like, oh, well, let's release the Apple 3 and then the 4. We'll keep the 2 around because that covers the low end, and people will be like, well, for a few bucks more, I can get an iPad. And now Microsoft is doing this, like, well, let's release our next gen and keep the other one around so that people that are eyeing the Ouya are like, well, for the same price, I can get an Xbox 360 and it does all this other stuff too. I mean, it would be marketing genius if they did it.
It is, and I think that's why they did it too. I really think that's why they did it.
And I think the only place at this point that marketing genius can be applied to Microsoft is in the Xbox arena, right? I mean, it has been one of their most winningest products, even though it didn't even clear a profit for like the first 10 years of its life. But still, they're dedicated behind it and they made it work.
But this year they'll make it up with volume.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Double the volume. All right. Well, it's time for us to turn our volume down. See how I did that?
That was a good segue. That was great.
Welcome. I'm getting better now. With 4 episodes left, I finally nailed the segue.
I know. That was good.
All right, guys. That does bring us to the end of it. We are done. So I want to thank you, panel members, for being on the show.
And we'd like to thank you. as well.
My pleasure, everyone. Listeners, well, let me ask you, where can listeners find you when you're not podcasting? Lewis?
Twitter, Luis Ramirez, Twitter handle. That's my Twitter handle, at Luis Ramirez.
Great. Dan, you?
You can mostly find me on Facebook at Dan Leadbetter.
All right. And,
and there's like a million Dan Leadbetters, but
look for the one that has his picture of his face.
Well,
if you're listening to the audio version, not much you could really do. But
no, not so much.
Yeah, look for the one that mentions Deal News, I guess.
Everybody's welcome. I'll take anybody as friends. I'm a friend whore on Facebook.
Good. All right. I'm almost the same way, but on Google Plus. I need all the help I can get on Google Plus. So join me over there, won't you? I can't even get the panel members to join me. So what chance is it the listeners are going to do it? I don't know.
Google should cut you a check for all that.
I think so. Some AdSense sense.
Seriously.
And on Twitter at Sommerjam. That's SOMMERJAM. And I have blogs and stuff, but I post that stuff to Google Plus and Twitter all the time. So much so that you'll get annoyed by it. It's great. So follow me. All right, listeners, for links to today's stories, the video version, bonus clips, and more, go to our show notes page. Also, feel free to send us feedback to podcast@dealnews.com. I'm Jeff Somogyi. Goodbye.